Dennis Day appeared for the first time on the Jack Benny radio show on October 8, 1939, taking the place of another famed tenor, Kenny Baker. He remained associated with Benny's radio and television programs until Benny's death in 1974. He was introduced as a young, naive boy singer, a character he kept through his whole career. His first song was "Good Night, My Beautiful." Besides singing, Dennis Day was an excellent mimic. He did many impressions on the Benny programs of various noted celebrities of the era, such as Ronald Colman, Jimmy Durante, and James Stewart. From 1944 through 1946, he served in the U.S. Navy as a lieutenant. On his return to civilian life, he continued to work with Benny while also starring on his own NBC show, A Day in the Life of Dennis Day. Day's having two programs in comparison to Benny's one, was the subject of numerous jokes and gags on the Benny show, usually revolving around Day ribbing Benny and sometimes other cast members and guest stars' noses in that fact. His last radio series was a comedy variety show that aired briefly on NBC during the 1954-55 season. He died of Lou Gehrig's disease in 1988. Here's Dennis Day in maybe his most serious role as Paul in Christmas for Carol, a 1950 presentation of Suspense.
Autolite and its 96,000 dealers present Suspense. Tonight, Autolite presents Christmas for Carol, starring Mr. Dennis Day. Autolite hopes once again to keep you in
suspense.
It was dark and silent. The window of the house glinted a little from the Christmas tree lights. Rocky didn't move. He just stood there in the alley. But I wanted to run. Fast! Get away and put it behind me.
Just a second.
We've got the money, Rocky. What are we hanging around for? Come on, let's get out of here.
I said we wait for the old couple to get back.
What for? Why take chances now?
We got some money. How do we know we have all of it? Maybe they split it and put it in two places. We'll wait here and watch for them when they come in. That'll tip it.
It was 8,000. That's what he withdrew.
You asked for this, kid. Now do as you're told. We'll wait.
I couldn't help being scared. This is my first job, my first and last. I just wanted that money. I wanted it fast and short, and I wanted to run away from it and forget it. A one-shot. That's why I got hold of Rocky Perea. Lucky. I had to be lucky just this once. For Carol, not for me. It was for Carol, nothing else I cared about, see? Didn't seem possible now that 3 days ago I hadn't known Rocky, hadn't needed him. What is it, doctor? How about the baby?
Your wife must remain in bed.
Serious?
No, not serious. But she's got to stay that flat on her back. A nurse. You should have a nurse with her at all the time.
Oh my, it's 2 months away, doctor.
It's just a question of keeping her relaxed and quiet. Not letting her do any work around the house. Lifting or even walking.
Okay, doctor. And she'll be all right?
Oh, there's one other thing. She was quite worried when I told her about the nurse. I got the feeling she's afraid to have the baby.
Afraid?
Not for herself. I can't quite put my finger on it, but it's having a detrimental effect on her condition.
I know what it is, doctor. Money.
Oh, I see. Well, It might not be easy finding a nurse only 4 days till Christmas.
I'll get one, Doctor. Thanks.
I'll call you in the morning.
Well, thanks again, Doctor.
Paul?
Sweetheart, it'll be all right. I'm going to get a nurse to take care of you.
Well, I'll be able to get up and around in a day or two.
Not if you want that son. The doc said everything will be all right if you take it easy, and you're going to take it easy.
But a nurse...
Look, I got to get back to the bank. I'm only on my lunch hour, sweetheart. I'll make a few calls from there, and tonight we'll pick out the nurse.
How much do they charge?
Well, what's the difference?
How much, Paul? A lot of money, I know.
Well, 50, 60 a week. We'll make out all right. Now there's nothing to worry about.
Oh, Paul, this was going to be a happy Christmas.
Yeah, a happy Christmas in this dump.
Funny, Paul. $50 a week for a nurse. Another 2 months. Funny. You make $48.50 at the bank. We'll have to pay the nurse more money than you earn.
Yeah, more money than I earn. You know how it is being a bank teller? Feeling, seeing, handling money, taking in money, paying it out. When I went back to work, I was seeing it for the first time as something more than a detached feeling, thinking, I need this money. I need this money. I need this money. How I need this money for Carol and the baby. It was almost 3 o'clock when Eddie the bookie came in.
Hey, Paul. I had a great day yesterday and big action in a few days. Santa Anita opens.
Yeah, people like to throw their money away.
They throw it, I catch it.
Eddie, could I see you later?
You ready to make a deal?
I want to talk to you.
Okay, what time you through?
5 o'clock.
Meet you outside at 5 o'clock.
Eddie Garth, the bookie. He quit school in the 7th grade. I held out and went through college. In all these years, he's tried to get me to go in with him, to run his office, do the bookwork. He was waiting for me when I finished work. We went to a coffee shop and sat down. And all around us, the loudspeakers reminding me what a happy Christmas it was.
How's Carol, Paul?
Well, not so good, Eddie. That's what I wanted to talk to you about.
Nah, no more loans, Paul. You need money? Come in with me.
Don't you ever give up?
What's so good about the bank? $25 for a Christmas bonus?
Look, Eddie.
Come in with me now. With Santa Anita opening, I can work on the outside, get new accounts.
Eddie.
And I'll give you 10% of those accounts, Paul. But I won't lend you any more money. I'd be a sucker to lend it to you. I'll give it to you if you come on in, but I won't lend it to you anymore.
Okay, Eddie, forget it. I'll get it some other way.
I don't get it. What's wrong with my deal?
Look, Eddie, how many times have you been rousted by the Vice Squad?
Plenty.
And every time they book you and fingerprint you and take your picture.
So what? They never have anything on me.
It's on your record, Eddie, for as long as you live. Sure, I need money. Maybe I'm getting closer to the time when I'm not too choosy about the way I get it. But it won't be your way.
What are you talking about?
If I ever break the law, it's going to be with the right guy, and it's going to be the right job.
You're dreaming, Paul. You'll still be in that cage 10 years from now.
A hit and run, one job, with enough out of it to make it worthwhile. That's the way it'll be, Eddie. A one shot.
There's no such thing, Paul. You do something like that, and you're stuck with it. And you'll be worse off than if you came with me. Think about it, Paul.
Go home then and fix dinner for Carol, all the time thinking of the money and Carol and the baby and debts. The worry eating at me and thinking about what I said to Eddie. Then the next morning, old man Forbes made a withdrawal, the first he'd ever made.
Hiya, son.
What? Oh, hello, Mr. Forbes.
I'm gonna miss you, son. Seems like we've been friends after all these years.
Miss me?
Take a look at the slip.
Ooh, that's a lot of money.
12 years hard work. That's what that money means.
But you're taking it all out?
Yep, I quit my job today.
Quit your job?
Ada and me, we've been waiting a long time for this Christmas. We're moving out of the city.
Oh?
Yeah, we've had our eyes on a little farm. Now we can buy it. Even the papers are drawn up, see?
Then you're leaving right away?
About a week. But Ada don't know it yet. I'm going to surprise her, kind of a Christmas present.
But it's not safe to keep so much cash on you, especially when there's...
Oh, I got a perfect place to hide it, son. No one would think to look there. Besides, I figure I've worked too hard and too long to lose it now. Oh no, son, it wouldn't happen.
It stayed with me, and it grew like a wheel spinning, gaining momentum. This could be the right job. $8,000, enough for that single shot. It stayed with me all the time, growing.
Whew. Lunch is on me, Paul, if you change your mind.
No, I called you, Eddie, because I need your help.
What kind of help?
Well, you can arrange for me to talk to someone.
Maybe. Who is it?
Rocky Perea.
Rocky Perea? Are you kidding? You picked yourself the right guy, all right. The cops don't even know what he looks like. They never mugged him or printed him.
Yeah, that's right, Eddie.
You're crazy, I tell you. 1 million people want to talk to Rocky Perea, including the cops. Nah. No, Paul, I can't touch it.
You can, Eddie, if you wanted to bad enough. Please, Eddie.
All right. I'll see what I can do.
And Eddie, it's got to be soon.
You know you'll be taking a chance. It better be good.
It is, Eddie. Good enough to take the chance for. Well, that was 2 days ago. And this morning, Eddie came through. A certain friend, Rocky's only outside contact, told him to keep an eye on a house on Hoover Street. Eddie gave me all the dope, what Rocky looked like, how he'd act, what to expect. And early this evening, I told Carol that I was going out for a while, that I'd borrow the money from Eddie, and we wouldn't have to worry about paying it back for a while. That's what I told her. But that wasn't the answer. The answer was at the house on Hoover with Rocky Perea. I waited there, hidden in a dark corner behind the incinerator. I kept thinking, making excuses. It wasn't up to me anymore. There wasn't any other choice. I needed money, desperately. I needed help to get the money. I waited more than an hour. Then I heard footsteps coming up the alley. He stopped before the open patch of light, just like Eddie told me. He was careful, very careful, making sure no one was staking him. I took a deep breath and hitched my way forward. I was going to cut across the open for the back door. I remember thinking, now, do it for Carol, for the rotten, miserable Christmas. Do it now. Rocky! He froze for a split second. Then almost faster than I could see, he ducked into a shadow and spun around. The streetlight didn't touch him. It glinted on something metallic in his hand. And even from where I was standing, I could see he had a gun pointed at me. Rocky, don't shoot! It's a good thing I said it. His gun was aiming front and center. He crouched there, looking at me, his eyes flat and hard, and then his voice, deep and tight and deadly.
Who are you?
I'm not a cop, Rocky.
Come closer so I can see you better.
Sure, Rocky. I just wanted to talk to you.
You call me Rocky. You been talking to anyone?
I've been watching you. I know you're Rocky Perea.
You been watching me? What for?
You're wanted, Rocky, and you need money.
Who are you? Where did you come from?
That doesn't matter, Rocky. This is a business deal. I figured it out very carefully. You need money. Well, so do I. And I got a way to get it.
Just like that, huh?
And Rocky, I'm not staying. This is a one-shot deal.
A one-shot? There's no such thing.
That's the way it's got to be. We do this job together, and we're through. We never see each other again.
I sure ain't gonna go looking for you. But you won't quit. Not if it comes off easily.
I'll quit, Rocky.
What's in this for me?
Half. $4,000.
Well, kid, you ain't dumb by any means, stalking me out like this. Almost smart enough to be a copper. You got guts, too. Tell me, you got a family?
Well, there's no one to stop me. I have a job that doesn't pay enough. This'll raise my salary.
You want this one haul, then it's back to your job, huh?
Yeah. Is it a deal?
What's the job?
I have a car. I'll tell you on the way. If you go for it, okay. If not, we forget the whole thing.
Okay, kid. I'll listen to it. Let's go driving.
I told him what I had planned and why I needed it, and he agreed to come with me. We drove to the Forbes house. It was a small and old house, just big enough for the two of them. I drove down to the corner and parked, and we started back.
Lucky there's no one on the street. Let's go up the alley.
Yeah, Rocky. There's the back door. Look, no lights. They're not home.
Well, that makes it a cinch. Well, go on, sack it. It's your baby.
Rocky, I'll have to break a window.
You want me to hold your hand?
I'll wrap my jacket around my fist. That'll keep the noise down.
Why don't you write me a book?
Okay, I'm going. I was lucky. The side of the house was hidden from the street by a big tree, and there was a light to see with from the Christmas tree in the living room. I wrapped the jacket around my knuckles and with a short, sharp jab broke through the window. Sounded like a cannon. The street being so quiet before, I was scared it would rouse the whole neighborhood. But like I said, I was lucky. I scrambled up the sill and dropped into the living room. I was pretty clumsy. I pulled out drawers. I looked behind pictures, under cushions. I went in the kitchen and poked around the cabinets. I looked in the cookie jar, and I found a rolled up wad of bills. It was money, all right, but only $40. The old lady's secret treasure. I put it back and went into the living room again, looking around. Nervous, I stumbled on the Christmas tree and knocked it over. Then I remembered what the old man had said, a Christmas present for his wife, and I knew it was somewhere on that tree. There were Christmas stockings and favors and little red boots in and around the tinsel and the lighted bulbs. And I found the $8,000 hidden deep in one of the stockings. Got it, Rocky.
Well, let me see it.
Oh, it's there, Rocky. It's all there.
Yeah? $8,000. I guess I'll hold it.
Come on, let's go.
Take it easy. We're going to stick around for a while.
Stick around? What for?
Well, we got some money. How do we know it's all of it? Maybe they split it and put it in two places. We'll wait here and watch when they come in. They'll tip it.
It was $8,000. That's what he withdrew.
Listen, you asked for this, kid. Now do as you're told. We'll wait.
I couldn't help being scared. My first job, my first and last. A one-shot. I wanted to get away fast, run and put it behind me. But Rocky just stood there like he didn't have a worry in the world.
Listen, kid, they're ringing for us. They're wishing us a Merry Christmas. Ah, yes. There they are. They're unlocking the door.
You know, Harvey, the Christmas services were so beautiful.
Sure, this year in particular.
Harvey, look! The tree! Someone's been in here! A burglar!
A burglar?
My cookie jar! I've got my house money hidden there.
The old lady ran to the kitchen. Forbes knew where to look, and he knew it was gone. Rocky was grinning. His face lit up like floodlights. Let's go, Rocky. We've seen enough.
No, hold on a minute.
It's all here, Harvey. I wonder what he was after.
Ada, it's gone. All the money.
All what money?
$8,000. I took it all out of the bank, Ada. I quit my job. It was going to be a surprise.
Oh, no.
Every penny we had in the world.
Oh, Harvey, all that money.
Ada, now, it'll be all right, Ada.
12 years you worked so we could have something.
Well, I can keep on working, Ada. I'll do it all over again.
Oh, you can't work anymore. The doctor, what's a person to believe? You work so hard and we do without things for 12 long years, and for what? In 1 minute, some good-for-nothing hoodlum takes it all away from us.
I looked at Rocky standing there next to me, his face split by that grin. It was funny to him, something to laugh about, to gloat over. That's why he stayed. Suddenly I knew I couldn't go through with it. Me, the guy who needed the money so bad, the guy with the bright one-shot idea.
Quite a show, huh, kid? Come on, let's go.
He moved off a few steps, but I just stood there knowing what I was going to do.
Come on, I said, let's go.
Knowing what I was going to do. No, Rocky, we're not going.
Huh?
I said we're not going, and neither is the money.
What?
Don't, Rocky. I've got a gun too.
What's got into you?
I'm going to give that money back, Rocky. I can't stomach this.
Give it back? You're crazy.
No, Rocky, I just didn't see deep enough. Old people like this.
This was your idea. I ain't responsible for it.
I know, Rocky, but I can make it right.
Suppose I don't give you the money.
Then I'll kill you, Rocky.
Okay, kid, you got the gun.
He gave me the money, all the hate showing in his eyes. I turned and started for the house and gave him my back for a target. But he didn't use it. I knocked on the door.
Yes? Who is Paul from the bank?
I just had a fight with a guy, Mr. Forbes. I saw jump in your window. I chased after him.
Our window? You saw him?
Yes, ma'am. I was walking past. I kind of figured he had just finished robbing you.
Well, did you catch him?
Well, I couldn't hold on to him. He broke away. But not before I got this.
Why, Harvey, the money.
Yes, ma'am.
Why, Paul, bless you.
Oh, forget it. I'm only sorry I couldn't hold him.
You say you fought with this burglar?
Yes, he broke away before I could...
We want to thank you, Paul.
Oh, forget it. I'll be going now.
Wait, Paul. We want to give you a reward.
Oh, no, I don't want a reward. I'll have to be going. I stopped there on the porch for a minute, afraid to go back to Rocky, suddenly terribly afraid of what he'd do to me. The old couple was still talking loud, like old people do.
Yes, Ada, it all happened so fast.
I'll always wonder about that boy. What made him bring the money back?
He's honest, Ada. I know him from the bank.
Oh, fiddlesticks, Harvey. He didn't fight with anyone.
Ooh, what do you mean, Ada?
Well, his clothes. Why, the whole story he told us. Your young friend took the money in the first place.
Why, Ada, I believe you're right.
Of course I'm right. Now, what on earth made him change his mind like that?
It's Christmas, Ada. Merry Christmas.
She'd known. The old lady had known all along. But it didn't make any difference. But she'd even offered to give me a reward. Suddenly I felt something strange, like being clean inside, like being able to see something that wasn't there before. And the tightness, the fear eased a little.
Well, let's go, kid. The car.
Rocky.
You did what you wanted. You just forgot that half of that money was mine. Now, move. Get it moving. What was it you said? You needed me, Rocky?
Rocky, I made a mistake.
I want to team up with you, Rocky. You need money. I got away.
I was wrong.
Maybe the next job you won't get soft in the head.
There's not gonna be a next one, Rocky. I'm through.
You think I spent Christmas Eve with you because I like you? I'm out 4 grand.
I'm sorry, Rocky, but there's not going to be a next time.
You think so, huh? Stop the car.
All right. But I'll never see it different, Rocky. I found out tonight if it's not these old people, then it's someone else taking it just as hard.
You're sure? You're sure it's not Christmas doing this?
I'm sure. It's not for me, Rocky.
You know, I'm kind of glad it turned out this way.
You're what?
You're through, ain't you? You're going back to your job?
Well, yeah, Rocky, sure.
Good. Then I figured it right.
What?
I didn't think you'd go through with it.
Say, wait a minute.
Yeah?
You're not Rocky Perea.
I said you was smart, kid.
The way you acted, so careful, sneaking in the alley and... Say, who are you?
Weissman's the name. Police Lieutenant Richard Weissman, Gangster Squad.
You're a cop? But where's Rocky?
We picked him up this afternoon, kid. He had a couple of guys working with him, and I thought maybe you were one of them. Now I know different.
A cop.
I don't expect I'll run into you again, kid. So take care of yourself, and Merry Christmas.
Lucky. All the breaks. But I was no better off than this morning. There was still money. 2 months paying the nurse. There was still the worry for Carol.
Oh, Mr. Shane, We've been expecting you. Congratulations.
Doctor, what's the matter? Why are you...
Nothing's wrong. Quite the contrary. Your wife just had a baby.
Baby? Carol?
She's perfectly all right. So's your daughter.
Carol. Oh, Carol, darling, are you all right?
Oh, sweetheart, I'm fine.
Carol,
We won't have to borrow the money now, Paul. It's all turned out for the best after all.
Oh, Carol.
And it always will, my dear. We have so much, you and I. We have each other. And now we've got a daughter. A fine, healthy little girl. The rest will come, Paul. Let's live the day we have. Your little girl's over there, Paul. Tell her you're very, very happy she's in the family. And wish her a Merry Christmas.
Look, Carol, look. She's smiling.
This is CBS, Columbia Broadcast System.
Let's meet the cast of Suspense tonight. First of all, Judy Marsh was our announcer. Mrs. Forbes was played by Sue Godzinski. Mr. Forbes was played by Herb Thompson. Marty McNulty did sound effects and was Eddie the Bookie. The Doctor was played by Andre Dixon. Carol was played by Donna Amesmeyer. Rocky Perea, or Lieutenant Richard Weissman, was played by Roger Morris. And our Dennis Day tonight, playing Paul, Jay Summerfield. Our next month's director is Donna Amesmeyer, and she's going to introduce to you the shows that you'll be hearing on January 25th.
Thank you so much, John. Wonderful job. For our January shows, my mom was really the one who instilled a love of old-time radio in me. So in her memory, I picked one of her favorites. She loved our Miss Brooks. So we're going to do Miss Brooks, the faculty dance. And then I have to thank my wonderful neighbor, Linda. She introduced me to the Richard Diamond Mysteries over the summer. She gave me a CD and she said, you gotta listen to these. These were my mom's favorite shows. So I picked a Richard Diamond case, the Gibson murder case. I was not really familiar with it, but I found the writing to be excellent, and there's like fabulous characters that I think the staff's really gonna have a lot of fun with. Let's all keep our fingers crossed, because you know how Januaries in Chicago can be. So keep your fingers crossed that it's good weather and we're all back together safely, and hope to see you in the new year.
Since Donna brought that up, I guess I should mention both my parents got me into old-time radio, and my mom, who's here tonight, talked me into Christmas for Carol. I'd like to thank Lorenzo Cordova and myself did sound and video tonight. Lorenzo backed me up every time I had to be up here. I would also like to thank the Riverside Township Board for sponsoring our shows, and Supervisor Rich Tusher. Just a reminder that we are not the only place you can enjoy old-time radio. 3 local stations continue to broadcast programs from radio's golden age. On Saturday afternoons between 1 and 5 p.m., you can listen to Those Were the Days with Steve Darnall on WDCB 90.9 FM out of the College of DuPage. On Saturday evenings between 8 and midnight, Carl Amari presents Old Time Radio on its program Hollywood 360, airing on WIND AM 560. And every weeknight, if you are up late, you can listen at midnight to When Radio Was on WBBM 780 AM and 105.9 FM. A final few thank yous tonight go to Ellie Babka, Donna Amesmeyer, and the Township staff for the publicity, the copying of scripts, and other miscellaneous and necessary things that they do. So thank them, please. Also, Andre Dixon, who spends time uploading shows so they can be viewed on the internet. And our new webmaster, Marty McNulty, who has introduced our new website, riversideradioplayers.com, where you can find information about our shows and archives of old shows. Thank you again for joining us tonight. We hope you enjoyed our programs and that you have an enjoyable holiday season. We will see you in the new year on Friday, January 25th. And until then, have a great night, and thank you for coming.